Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review on the 35G Bronze Goals Morphe palette. Right here, as you can see. I got this palette pretty much when it first came out, before it was sold out, obviously. I don't know how I got it before it was sold out. I guess I just was on the site at the right time. This is what the inside of it looks like. I am going to be doing swatches for you, as well as creating a look with it on my eyes. So let's get into that. I've just put a LED light on, so when I show you the shade swatched to my arms, hopefully it's better. If it's a shimmery shade, you'd want to see the way it reflects, because that's the prettiest part. I'm just going to go through them row by row in chronological order. I'll give you the shade name and then I'll swatch it so you can see what it looks like. The first shade in the palette is called Glare. This is Glare. The second shade in the palette is called Sandy. It's just like a sandy brown colour. The third shade in the palette is called Glow On. Sorry for the bad swatches, by the way, this is not my forte. The fourth shade in the palette is called Island Life. That is Island Life, that is super pretty. The fifth shade in the palette is called Deserted. The sixth shade in the palette is called Paradise. And the seventh shade and last shade in the top row is called Toasted. That is all 7 shades on the top row of the palette. The first shade on the second row is called Tropics. On camera this is coming off more gold bronzy. In the palette itself it looks a little bit pink, if you can see this one here. So I don't know, maybe that's just my iPhone just not being good quality, or maybe that's just the way it does look on the actual skin compared to in the palette, because that happens. So yeah. The second shade in the second row is called Poolside. Whoa. That is actually stunning. Let's all get a glimpse of that, Jesus. The third shade in the second row is called Copacabana. That sounds like Copacabana. The fourth shade in the second row is called Naked. The fifth shade in the second row is called For Sure. The sixth, you know what I'm trying to say, shade in the second row is called Hotness. And the seventh and last shade in the second row is called Triple Digit. It looks a bit like Swatched on my arm, it looks pretty much identical to Copacabana, but I promise you in the actual palette it's not, it's much lighter. This is Copacabana and then this is Triple Digit. So you can see one's a lot lighter and one's darker, but on my arm, I guess the camera's not picking it up properly. As you can see, my arm's getting a little bit irritated from swatching, but we're gonna keep trekking on. The first shade in the third row is called Hey Vacay. The second shade in the third row is called Record Temps. The third shade in the third row is called Sunny. The fourth shade in the third row is called Summer Vibes. The fifth shade in the third row is called Bronze Out. The sixth shade, I struggle so much with that number apparently, the sixth shade in the third row is called SPF. And the seventh and last shade in the third row is called Sexy Beach. Those are all the shades in the third row of the palette. Moving on to the fourth row. Getting more and more irritated. The first shade in the fourth row is called Soul. The second shade in the fourth row is called So Golden. The third shade in the fourth row is called Raise. The fourth shade in the fourth row is called Roastin'. The fifth shade in the fourth row is called Tan Up. The sixth shade in the fourth row is called Beach Mood. And the seventh and final shade in the fourth row is called Heatwave. Those are all the shades in the fourth row. Moving on to the fifth. My arm is literally getting a tan from this, like literally bronze gold palette. Just compare my two arms for a second. This one has literally got a tan. Wow. I'm on to the fifth and final row of the palette, and the first shade in the last row is called Solstice. I have actually no clue. Solstice, something like that. Though I may not know how to correctly pronounce it, it is a beautiful shade. The second shade in the last row is called 101 Degrees. The third shade in the last row is called Tantalize. The fourth shade in the last row is called Equator. The fifth shade in the last row is called Burnt. The sixth shade in the last row is called Night Dip. And the seventh and final shade of the whole palette is called Didnt. Which is just a very pigmented matte black. There is all the shades in the palette swatched. Now moving on to creating a eye look with them. After I get all this off my arm. That looks kind of cool, not gonna lie. Here's all the... I dropped one. Rest in peace to all the makeup wipes I used. Goodbye. Be sure to excuse my eyebrows in this video because I haven't plucked them and can't find my tweezers, so that really sucks. I'm going to be taking a E130 from Shop Miss A. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. And I'm going to be taking the shade Sandy, which is this one. Yep, this one right here. That shade is acting as a transition colour. Now I'm going to be taking a E128 from Shop Miss A or AOA Studio, and to deepen up the crease a little bit I'm going to be taking shade Toasted, which is the seventh shade in the palette. And then on the same brush, a little trick I like to do, which is common enough, is I just get a little piece of cardboard and I put it to my eye, and then I start really deepening up the outer crease. And I like to pack on the colour, but I don't like to get it everywhere and have to clean it up afterwards, so I just put a piece of card there so I don't have to do that. I just skip that whole step altogether. So I'm going to be taking the same brush and taking shade, what one do I want to take? Let's take taking shade Equator. So I just put this to my eye. I leave a little bit of room for underneath for when I do the lower lash line, so it can all line up nicely, and then I just do that and I start packing on the colour. And then I like to drag it out a little bit to create the appearance of a more drawn out winged look. And then I'll drag it through my crease lightly. And then that's that. So then I don't have massive fallout all the way down here on my highlight, which is popping by the way. And yeah, I can skip the whole cleanup process, which is really nice. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just quickly did the other one off camera. Let me know if I'm the only one who struggles with this, but my eyes are both two different shapes, which is great. We really love that for me. So one of them always ends up looking way different than the other. One eye is bigger than the other, and one eye is a different shape than the other. Yeah, one of them always ends up looking way different. Like this one looks completely drawn out like a cat wing, and then this one looks like it curves upwards, but you saw the way I placed the card, it was straight. That's because my eyes are different shapes. So if you notice that throughout the video, there's a fun fact about me. My eyes are different shapes and different sizes, so my eyes never look symmetrical or the same, which is really great. We really love that. But regardless of the fact, we're going to move on anyways. Nothing I can do about it, so why dwell on it, you know? Advice of the century. I'm kidding. Okay, because I'm not completely sure what I want to do on the lid yet, I'm going to take a little E132 from Shop Miss A, and I'm going to take Sandy again, and I'm just going to buff that on the lower lash line while I'm deciding what I want to do with my eyes. kind of want to do an ombre effect, so I kind of want like a dark shimmer here, medium shimmer here, and then a light shimmer here, and then of course a lighter shimmer on the inner corner. I can picture it in my head and it looks really pretty. Will I be able to pull it off? Probably not. Am I gonna try? Yeah. Okay, so let's go for it. I'm going to take a E131, it's just a flat packer brush or concealer brush, and I'm going to take, let's take this one. So this one is called Roastin', which is a bit scary because it's a very dark shimmery shade, but we're gonna go for it. And we're gonna pack that in the outer V of the actual eyelid itself. I'm going to spray the brush a bit because I did just remember it's a shimmer, and it's gonna work and cooperate a lot better if it's moist. So we're gonna do that. There it goes, a lot more packed on the brush already. That definitely just stained my brush because, as you can see, there's no colour coming off. I just cleaned the brush and it stained it. So when I say I'm using this brush again, I'm not using the same colour, I'm using a different one, I promise. I'm going to be taking shade on the same brush, shade Beach Mood, and packing it kind of onto my lid and meshing the two together. This is what we've ended up with so far. It's kind of hard to tell because my camera's not the best and the light is not the best either. But I've just got the darker shade. When I'm face on, you can see the darker shades in the outer V. But then when I go like this, the light picks up the shimmery part of the color, so it makes it look lighter. But in person, you can tell that there's two colors meshed together. On camera, it is not picking it up, which is really frustrating, obviously, but it is what it is. That's the best I can do. That's all I have at the moment. Kind of want to go more coppery coloured. Do I? Yeah, I think I do. Taking the shade Sexy Beach. I think I'm kind of going to replace where I put the last colour with Sexy Beach, because Sexy Beach seems to be showing up a lot more than the last colour. This is what it's looking like so far. Hopefully you can see, because I have my eyes closed, I can't tell if you can see, but we're going to hope that you can see. In this little detailed brush called E134, I'm going to be taking, also from Shop Miss A, if you couldn't see, I'm going to be taking shade Soul and putting it kind of in my inner corner area. That is what this ended up looking like. Don't mind that. On the same brush, wet it, I'm going to be taking shade Glare, which is the first shade in the palette, and doing right in the inner corner here, and dragging it down a little bit into my, I guess, bags, dark circles, whatever. Because personally, I've been doing this ever since I've been doing makeup. A lot of people don't, obviously. They just kind of drag it under here and they don't pull it all the way down here. The reason I do that is I think it looks flattering on my eye shape. Obviously, some people, when they do it, would think it doesn't look good, and that may be based on your eye shape, or your personal preference. So I personally like the way it looks on me, so I'm going to continue doing it because I like it, and I also think it flatters my eye shape just a little bit and kind of opens up my eyes. I'm going to be taking my finger a little bit because sometimes the natural oils on your finger help shimmers glide on a lot better, and that is definitely the case for right now. As you can see, it's a lot more pigmented than the other side, so I'm going to quickly do the same on the other side. See, look at the difference that made. Never underestimate your fingers. You don't always need brushes. Use this reddish plum, not good at describing colours shade called Hotness, and popping it on my lower lash line. Try to turn up the brightness. Hopefully you can see the red burgundy shade underneath my eyes. I'm going to be taking normally an eyebrow brush, the E133 from AOA Studio, and you can see it's a little eyebrow brush. I'm going to be using it for eyeliner. I'm not going to do a normal eyeliner. I'm going to use the shimmery shade, the shimmery black shade in this, which is called, let's see if I can remember. I feel like it's something to do with dipping. Night Dip. I'm just amazing. No, I'm going to be wetting it and using that as eyeliner in my waterline. I don't tug on your eyes. I do. Doesn't mean that you should. This obviously always makes my eyes water, which is probably going to sabotage me. I'm going to be taking shade Glow On and putting it underneath my brow bone, which you can't see. What? You can't see. Okay. You can't see because I forgot to wet the brush. Again, let's excuse the fact that I lost my tweezers, so I can't tweeze my eyebrows. Okay. Either the brush isn't picking up the colour, yeah, it was definitely the brush. Okay, I'm going to be using my finger to apply it underneath my brow. Let's really just, emphasize the fact that I have not tweezed my eyebrows. That was a really smart idea, Talia. It's like 2 AM right now. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Here's how we're looking so far, and I think I'm just going to put some mascara on and call it a night. Yes. I'm going to be taking the Colossal Big Shot Volume Express Mascara from Maybelline, New York. Okay, so this is the final look. Sorry that my eyeballs like twitch when I close my eyes. I can't keep my eyes closed properly. Never really have been able to, don't know why. This is the eye look that I created with the Morphe 35G Bronze Goals palette. My final thoughts on the palette: I think it's great. I think it has some really, really beautifully formulated shimmers in there. I think the mattes are really beautiful, easy to blend and easy to work with. I think overall Morphe makes pretty amazing palettes. So coming from an unbiased perspective, because obviously not affiliated with Morphe in any way, hello, I think it works literally like a dream. I think the colours look absolutely stunning. I feel like there's so many different uses. I feel like you can use some of these shades for like highlight and like probably contour as well. I think it's a very versatile palette. I think it's great for anybody who loves neutrals and warm tones, and I mean there's a lot of cool tones in there as well down the bottom. But anyone who's kind of getting into makeup and trying to try it out, I think this is a great beginner's palette because I find the colours very easy to work with, so it's not hard to blend or anything like that, and it's pigmented enough for the colours to work well, but not too pigmented where you put some colour down and you're like, uh-oh, it's not doing anything, it's not budging. It's not like that. Their really beautiful buttery formula is great for anyone. I would 10 out of 10 recommend this palette to absolutely anyone out there, whether you're a beginner or an expert, whatever you want to call yourself. Doesn't matter how high or low your makeup skills range. I think this is an amazing palette that could work for absolutely anyone. So yeah, I definitely recommend this. That is my review on the palette. 10 out of 10. Love this palette. Will be reaching for it a lot. So this won't be the last look you see from this palette. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Let me know if you like this type of video and I'll be able to make more in the future. Follow my social medias. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications so you know when my next video is. It's next Sunday. Spoiler alert. But anyways, moving on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys all next Sunday. Bye guys.